Okay, I called this meeting back to order. Okay, up next on the agenda, we have discussion or action items. First thing we have is discussion and possible action on Perryton ISD vision and mission statement. Mr. Morales.
Can we move that back so that I can handle the other business stuff first? I'd like to finish with that.
We'll move it to the end of the agenda. Next, we have discussion and possible action on purchase of a 77-passenger school bus.
Yes, guys, on this one, if you remember last board meeting, we talked about 2 Bluebirds and the prices of those. I think it's in your packets, what those were with or without air conditioning. I also got a bid from Thomas. The Thomas bus is a different type of bus. I don't know how many of y'all are familiar with Thomas than Bluebird, but anyway, they did not have gasoline on the Thomas buses. It was only diesel. And if we're wanting to go gas, that would not have. The 2 Bluebirds are gas. And then the last one I gave you from Longhorn Bus Sales. This is a place in Houston. I'm not going to say it's a demo bus, but it's a bus a year or 2 old, maybe just a year old, with 595 miles. And they're wanting, what's the price?
88,905.
905 for that bus. So we really have 4 selections there on buses if you were willing to purchase a bus. I'll let you look through those again because it was the last board meeting.
Do you have a recommendation, James?
Yes, my recommendation is that we purchase a bus. One of these buses is because if we don't, we're going to keep putting it off. Then pretty soon you have to buy 2 buses or 3 buses in 1 year, and that's a big bite to handle right now. Doug's over there. Doug, we're probably good for that right now financially to be able. We'd have to do a budget amendment.
We did do a budget amendment, but I agree with you that it's been 2 years since we bought a bus.
If we're going to buy one, I like the idea of saving $10,000 or $12,000 for a bus with only 592 miles on
I
it.
would agree with that too.
And it is gas.
Okay.
I'll second.
Got a motion and a second to buy the bus from Longhorn Bus Sales for $88,905. Any further discussion?
I think it also includes a buy board fee of $800 on the back.
Yeah.
Okay.
It did go through buy board, which really helps us out, guys.
Without that, we would have to take bids on buses.
And it would be more time.
Yeah, this is based on their contract.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks for that, Doug. I forgot.
Okay. For including the $800 fee, it'd be $89,705.
Do you
So
know if that includes delivery up here or not?
I don't know that one. I talked to Mr. Potee, the new guy in charge of that, and he didn't say, but
Bluebird dealership delivers them up here.
Okay.
The one from Lubbock.
yeah, he didn't say that. But I mean, for $10,000, if I got to send somebody to go get it,
Yeah.
that's worth $10,000 difference. I got volunteer.
all right. Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries 6-0. Okay, discussion on renovations of Perryton Pre-K building.
Okay, guys, if you know this and you see the chicken scratch in there, this is Alan and I's work a little bit. It has the old building that we're using as our technology building that we want to turn into a pre-K building. There's going to have to be a lot of work done to it to be able to do that. But again, right now we are not in a position to pass a bond. So even spending this money is better and kind of holding us off until we can. If you look at that picture, the whole building's probably going to have some tile flooring put in it because it's got some old carpet in it. That's probably going to be the biggest expense. As you look at your next page, it's got some flooring bids on it. But my guess is anywhere from $75,000 to $100,000 to get that building where we need it, so we can put 80 students in it There's some fencing that's gonna have to be put on the back side of it, along that wooden fence that's there, so that the kids have a play area. And then also in the front, there's an area for them to ride their trikes. But anyway, the fencing, we do not have a bid on yet, on what that would be to do that. We are gonna talk to the city about traffic and traffic control, because there'll have to be a pickup for those kids. And right now, my thinking is keeping them off Eaton Street so they don't get into that other traffic with those people. But there's a ramp also in there. As you look at that, the cost of what the ramp would be, somewhere around $16,000 for a new metal ramp for that. I'm trying to think of, there's a lot of others. We have talked to Head Start and seeing what they can do to help us out with some of this stuff. So Dr. Rock has really kind of been running this. And do you have some stuff you want to add to the cost of that?
Yes, so we did submit furniture costs to Head Start, and they will be furnishing some furniture for those classrooms. Because we would be a 50-50 Head Start program, they would furnish half of our classrooms for Head Start, and then we would have to come up with the rest. But we currently have 2 classrooms that are Head Start already, so I think with the support that we get from Head Start from Region 16, we should be in good shape. We wouldn't have to order any other furniture, so we're excited for their support. And then additionally, I also have a quote from Good Nutrition, because we are looking at starting or having the students have breakfast and lunch at that building, and one of the rooms would be designated for a serving room for their meals. And they have submitted a quote of $6,048.09 in order to be able to serve the children within that building instead of walking them over back and forth to the Perryton Kinston building.
Just to serve them.
Breakfast and lunch, yes.
Is there any reason we need to have the conversations with the city prior to doing any of this?
No, I don't think so. I just want them to be aware. I don't want the traffic pattern to change and them not even know. And I think also the city may do a crosswalk, or somebody do a crosswalk for those kids when they do go across, because there may be days they go to PE and lunch, but there'll be a lot of days we take the food over to them. Then they get real bad weather days, we would probably do that. And then we have to be trained on how to get those kids across the street. Head Start would do that training to how to get those kids safely across there. Guys, I know it's not the best plan, but if you remember, the pre-K deal had to be done within 3 years of House Bill 3, and we're into the 2nd year now.
And that's moving the pre-K into full day. So currently we have 1 classroom that's full day, which is our dual language bilingual classroom, and 3 classrooms that are half day also. So we would be moving the 2 classrooms into full day, and all of our pre-K would be full day next year.
Well, in addition to, it's mandated by the state that we have to do it. We can't just keep filing for exemptions. It's also going to increase our ADA. So I think the small investment we make here will more than pay off, especially since we're looking at doing it cost effectively, not having to build a new building.
Yeah, my only concern here is that, is this a workable solution long run, or we're gonna have to come back and do something differently? And,
Yeah, I would say my guess is I would say within 3-4 years, we probably gonna have to do something. So I'm saying a bond, but I know right now that's not a good word to say anywhere. So this would kind of hold us until we could have that planning done and all that stuff done, because you know, right now we're not a growing community, but we do have that need. And Dr. Rock, I'm just gonna brag on her. I mean, she's done a great job trying to align all our early childhood stuff and getting us in place, and I think this is part of that. So it was just information, food for
Just
thought.
information, nothing that anyone needs to take action.
No, we don't need to vote. You did need to be aware of it, and our community need to be aware. That's what we're doing.
Okay.
We have unbudgeted funds in capital function 81, and that,
200 and something thousand?
the number that we can use to cover this. That we will,
232, I think, is the
Yeah.
figure.
Yeah.
so that should be sufficient. Of course, we're going to use some of that for maybe softball stuff down the road too, so.
Head Start support is limited to furniture?
That's what they're gonna help support. They'll also be supporting our curriculum, and then they also help with some funding.
They provide a half time on one pair and a full, they pay for one full pair as salaries, and then they provide a stipend for the Head Start teachers.
Yeah, I was thinking about the facility itself.
It's not a huge amount they pay, but and then they pay expenses and, operating costs, supplies and materials and that kind of thing too.
And they did come down, Dr. Rock did call them at Amarillo. They came down, they looked at our facility, and they were very pleased at what they saw that we were trying to turn into a pre-K, full-day pre-K, and said, man, y'all are ahead of the curve, and we think this will be a good place for those kids.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Moving on. Now, ending up with discussion and possible action on Perryton ISD vision and mission statements.
Dr. Rock.
So you should have had a packet in front of you on vision, mission, and core values. So just a reminder from our Team of 8 meeting, our training that we had, just recall that our vision is a statement that focuses on the future and what the school district wants to ultimately become. Our mission focuses on today and what the organization or our school district does to achieve the vision. And then I added core values on here because we had a lot of discussion on our beliefs, on what we felt are words that represent Puritan ISD. So the core values focus on our community beliefs and our expectations. On the next page, we have a template that we drafted. So this is, I'm starting with the end in mind, thinking that this is what we would like to have a visual of, and it can be different for our school district so that it becomes a visual that's easy to follow and understand for our vision, our mission, and our core values. The next one is also just a template of what it could look like as well. And I think as we look at the core values, of course, they're going to be interlocking, and that's going to be forming what you as a school board would like to see within our school district. So that is just another template that I provided. And then the next page demonstrates the work that's on our stickies, the work that you did back in February. And it was put together, thank you to Maribel for putting this together for us, on the work that was done from the words and vision, the drafts of the vision that you created that day. So it has our district priorities that you came up with, the words that represent Perryton ISD. And then we also shared some other vision statements within the region, and you picked up on some operative words that identified the vision statements that were shared. And on the back, we started the development of vision statements. This is what was shared at the meeting that day, and then I have some additional statements that have been submitted after the meeting towards the bottom. Are there any additional statements that you would like to add to be considered?
Here's some, Joe handed me, I think some, pass this down. These are Joe's. Maribel, pass those down.
Just share.
Yeah, that's all right. All right, I'm gonna take one copy of this.
Do you need me to make copies?
Here you go. Make copies. Would you make copies, please? Please?
Yes.
And here's another one. Make a copy of that one. Joe, you want to read yours?
I'm not this intelligent guy, so I took some stuff that I read every day and changed some words and twisted some statements around. Together we can achieve extraordinary results. Together we can turn vision into reality. The power of the present is the hope for our future. Preparing today for the future tomorrow. Our future is created by what we do today. Hard work and perseverance create great things. And the last one is dreams come true through dedication, hard work, and perseverance.
I like those, and guys, probably, you know, our goal last time was we want to keep this less than 8 to 10 words, and if you got to take more than 3 minutes to explain it to somebody, it's not a good one. So there's some. Who else had some? I mean, no Maribel's ones. She's got them, so I can't read them.
Mr. Vidier, you want to share yours from the one that we added?
Yeah, and this was my unoriginal contribution. I just combined a couple things from the statements we had for some of the area schools. And because I think unification is a good point here, I just said unified in excellence, but I like what Monty said last time when we discussed this, that you have reinforcement by the administration, and so I asked a question right after that, is are you your best today? Something we can keep feeding to the kids, so, and the staff.
Guys, on this vision and mission statement, a lot of people don't spend a lot of time on these things, and I think they miss the boat, because I'm going to tell you, if you have a strong vision statement and a strong mission statement, then when you got to make a hard decision, like I have to do a lot of times, all I have to do is look at our vision mission statement and say, does this fit this? And if it doesn't, then I'm making the wrong decision. Because, I mean, we've always said kids come first, and that's easy for me. You know, when I got to make decisions, if it's dealing with an adult or a kid or even an organization. Wes, did you have yours? Are they in there?
We did.
Okay, we'll let you do it.
We just went off of the PISD and finding words that matched in with that. And narrowed it down from 3 or 4 different ones to just 2 that I couldn't decide between inspirational and innovative, so they're both in there.
Yeah.
Like day or daily. And then the one on the bottom, as I was looking at some stuff last night, this one just jumped out at me. One, I like the alliteration of all the E's, but engage, educate, empower every child, every day.
Like that one.
I like that one too.
I do too.
Yeah.
Who submitted this one?
That was mine.
This, and yeah, once you read yours.
And I just put educating tomorrow's leaders with higher expectations in a compassionate environment. It could also just be higher expectations in a compassionate environment. And the point I was trying to get across is we all talked last time about holding our kids to higher standards and pushing them, but at the same time, they've got to know we love them, and there's got to be compassion in there. So.
And Darren, do you remember the one we kind of played with? Is it in there?
It is in here.
What is
So
it?
his was, it's at the bottom of the additional statements that were submitted. Perryton's responsibility is to intentionally develop excellence, and that is with the mnemonic of pride.
I mean, it's pride downwards, I guess. And then the united and excellence seems to be the 2 words that keep popping up in my head every time I say, okay, because guys, you know, one of my goals were, you know, to do 2 things, and my second one was unite this district, and so I think that's an important word somehow. I mean, it doesn't have to be in our vision statement, but it may need to be in our mission, because we do need to unite this district. And what's united in excellence? Are you your best today? I really like that question. Are you your best today for the kids? And are the kids the best today? We're asking the kids the same thing. So we're not just putting it on the staff, but also our students. But I'm good with whatever we go with. That this is a discussion, and I do want this to drive us. I want it to be that driving force. Did you all get the core values or not? Was that in anything?
Yes.
Well, I wanted to finish the vision so that
Okay,
we
go
can
ahead.
get that one completed, and then if we have time, we can go into mission and core values. So if we can have a discussion, are there any of those that are sticking out that we would like to vote on or look at?
Or any other words that you would like to put into one that would change it and fit your... The vision is what you aspire to be, what you hope to be, what you're trying to be. The mission is more of, this is how we are now, I guess.
Well, the reason I stuck with that one rather than some other blurbs I threw out was that I think if I could see one, stand back and look at this district over the years, I think unification on where we're going here would be a good idea to include as part of it. Because we've had, even on like the curriculum alignment that we're working on right now, we've had a more unified approaches, I think, good to reinforce to everybody, and excellence, I think, is, I think that ought to be our objective. I also like what the engage, educate, empower, I like all the E's, Wes.
Yeah, I do too.
And every day, so like I said, the only thing is, again, I'll go back to what Monty said here a month or so ago, was that when they were hiring people at the store, it was enough to make sure that there was a daily reminder of what are you doing today to be part of the team here.
Right. I really like Wes's on the engage, educate, empower every child every day, but I don't think it touches on the,
One that we don't, I stole that.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, that's okay.
I stole.
The one that Wes submitted, okay?
We all do
Ah.
that.
Ethical problem here, I don't know.
You know, but I also respect the fact that Mr. Morales wants to really get Unite in there and excellence. Could we play off of that if everybody's, I mean, try to work
Well,
kind of in the core
Yeah.
of what Wes submitted?
Yeah.
And
Well, I think if we're missing something, if y'all can agree on the vision statement and we're missing something, we stick that into our mission. Does that make sense?
okay,
We put the United stuff in our mission.
okay,
And then the vision is out there in front to lead us, and then we stick our core values or our beliefs on that. Really what I'm after, guys, more than anything, is one page with da-da-da, and this tells you about Perryton ISD and what we do and how we operate and how we behave.
well,
And
Well-
guys, let me tell you, what we're gonna do with this, once you say this is our vision, this is the board's vision, we're gonna send it out to every building. And they're gonna get to look at it and fight with it and digest it and everything else, and then say, yeah, hey, we like that. Or they may even see something, they can just stick a word in there or two and say, hey, this makes us a little better. But I'm not gonna go past 10 words, guys, because I've been at those schools that I could never repeat the mission or the vision. Okay, and if you can't repeat it, it's not any good.
well, with that being said, unless someone feels strongly about another one, would someone like to make a motion to adopt, engage, educate, empower every child every day as our vision statement, and then we can move on to working on our mission statement
Yeah.
and incorporate some of those other things?
Motion.
I like this because it's easy to memorize.
Motion.
Okay, got a motion?
Second.
Got a motion and a second to adopt, engage, educate, empower every child every day as our vision statement. Any further discussion? Oh, okay.
Everybody's waiting on Richard.
Looked like you almost wanted to say something. All right, all in favor? All opposed?
Good job,
Motion-
guys.
Motion carries 6-0.
And then we'll work on the mission statement a little later.
Yeah, I mean, we can keep working on it if we need to, or do you want to?
No, I think, does everybody have to get back to something?
How much longer do you think?
How
The
much
answer
longer
is
do you
yes.
think a mission would take us?
It'll take more than 10 minutes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, that's
Thank
one
you.
step anyway.
Yeah, we got one out of the way.
That's the first.
And
The biggie. One of the biggies.
That's a big one.
I really
But that,
think it's important when we go forward with the mission statement to incorporate the
United.
United, because that's definitely part of part of the vision that gets us to achieve our missions. So yeah.
And Dr. Rock and I will do more work on this, guys, because I really think visuals are better to see out there than just floating around in your mind trying to say, okay, what's this gonna look like? And Darren will help me also.
All right. Meeting adjourned.
Thank you, gentlemen. We did it in an hour.
Good work in
In
a
a lot of
short
work.
time.
A lot of work in a short time.